Hi everyone, we're going to talk about full moon today. It's full moon in Virgo. Depends what part of the world you're in, Canada area, North America. We talk about snow moon, even though I'm in Vancouver, so I would not call this snow moon, maybe first flower moon. We're going to talk more just about what the cards are going to bring up. And there is a Virgo moon feel about it, because if you've been feeling it, you've probably been feeling torn between moving in one direction and feeling stagnant in another, or feeling like you've got dreams and hopes but you can't move forward in them because you're sitting back in the guilt or shame or how can I, or what do I need to accomplish to do this. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's swirling right now. So today's about letting go whenever you're watching this, even just if you're watching this after full moon, that you are in this energy. Okay, but as we're going through this, obviously we all have different lives. So someone will say, well, how can I watch a tarot reading and it affects me? Because there's still an energy that's flowing within the whole, right? So here is this full moon energy that we're all stepping into. What can we do with this energy in our own personal journey, in our own personal story that we are writing for ourselves? There's an energetic that is flowing within the whole that we can each take individually and apply it to our lives. And that's really what I think full moon energy and new moon energy are for. It's like a ritual time to say, okay, assessment time, let's go. So the very first thing I want to talk about is that it's a closure season. It is definitely time for walking that new path. It's a seasonal change coming upon us. We are just shifting into something different, but you have to close the door on something if you're moving forward, or change scenery. She cannot be in the same place if she's going to walk down the path. Things just have to change, so you have to close to what's behind you. Often, though, what we tend to do is we're looking behind as we go, and then we can't move forward as fast, we can't move forward as clear. There's just things that we're not willing to do, or we're not willing to shut the door. We want to just leave it a little crack open, so we let the air come in, or we let someone's voice come through that is still affecting us. So we have to learn about closure right now. So in anything you're doing, I would highly recommend you write some things down that you are just closing the door on. Not contemplating, but that you are just saying, I'm closing the door on this. For some of you, it's a relationship. You know it. You know it. You know you've been keeping that door open at a little crack, and it's time to close it. It doesn't have to even be romantic. For some of you, it is. That person is not good for you anymore, and you absolutely know it. For some of you, it's friendships that are stagnant. For some of you, it's relationships in business that aren't serving you anymore. You just absolutely know it's time to head down a new trail, a new path. Let's go. It's closure time. Okay. You might want to write it on a piece of paper and burn it. You might want to journal it so you don't forget this after this, because we like to do that too. That little loyal soldier piece of us likes to say, oh, were we closing the door on something? I don't remember that. Yeah, closure. Because what we're moving into is our life purpose and speaking our truth. And I would even like to flip those. You have to speak your truth to get the closure and then move into your life purpose. And your life purpose is not anyone else's. Sit down and get honest with you. So here's even where a Virgo double-sided is coming in. There's things you have been conditioned to think you have to want, things you think you have to do, things you think you have to do to accomplish something. And I would just want you to get to real quiet truth to say, what is it you want? What is it you want to step into? What is it you want to accomplish? Because this is what this energy is about. So can you imagine in and feel in what it is the real you wants to feel, the real you wants to accomplish, the real you wants to move forward, not the you that wants to do things the way everyone else does, because you've been conditioned to think that's the way it should be. Whew, big energy in this, okay? That's all about truth. Let's see what tarot has to say, though. What journey are we going on this month? Not surprised. First thing we're needing to do is a little hanged man energy. I would say in the next few days, take some time to get quiet, to cocoon in, to really get honest with what it is you want. That wild energy wants to come in, but first off, we just need some time to say, okay, what is it I need to look at? What are some issues I need to delve into? What are some things I have to face? Some things I need to move forward in? I just want to see what the journey is showing up for us. Whew. So this is a month of action. Eight of Pentacles is showing up to say you have got to put action. So once you've done some of this hermiting and you've hung upside down, you've gone into this hanged man energy where you start putting your heart first. You start taking a new perspective, and then you start putting action to this. Maybe you're already in projects and you've stepped back, but now you're like, no, those are something I really want to do. Go do it. Go put action to it. Go create that course. Go apply for that job. Go start that date. Go hug someone you love. Go start back on your health regime. Get drinking your water again. Whatever it is you need to do, go. But don't forget the dreaming. Don't forget the dreaming. Don't forget the imagining. Don't forget that this is a story you are writing. So we get so caught up in the doing, we forget the dreaming. So what is it? If all of life is a stage, you are writing the next scene. How do you want it to go? Act the way you want it to go. Be the way you want it to go. Dream it in, feel it, and then have the strength to stay in that energy. If you don't, you're just going to go back into those old patterns. So what's coming up for us is that we have the ability to embrace the world. We have the ability to see and feel and conquer what we really want in a way that honors our heart. That does not mean in this month we're going to shift everything in our life, because every season is going to bring something different. But if we focus on the now, we can live in the world we're creating now. We can see clearly through this eye of wonder. We can bring in joy. We can bring in bliss. We can bring in play to this moment, and that will be our truth. Otherwise, we're always living for what's coming, or we're always living in what has been. And this is not what this is asking of us. So remember, new perspective, take some quiet time, and then start putting some action toward what Spirit's telling you to do. Keep dreaming, keep dreaming, keep dreaming, keep dreaming. You have the strength to speak your truth, and the world is opening up to you if you allow it to. The world is opening up to you. It is vast. There's so much for you. Now I just would want you to breathe that in. Breathe that in. Take some of that energy. Go back and listen to this a little bit. What is your truth? What is that thing that's coming towards you? Journal it. Write it. Burn it. Let it go. Put it on your altar. Whatever that is for you. And then I want you to infuse this in everything you do. Have some fun with it. Life is meant to be fun. Even when we're looking at that dual aspect of ourselves, that other piece of ourselves that's coming in, maybe those parts of ourselves we haven't looked at or we haven't honored because that's not the way the world does it, or that's not the way we were taught to do, or that's not the way my parents do it, so I should follow their way. No, you need to get your new perspective. You need to follow your heart, and you need to put some action to what comes forward, okay? All right. And then these two whispers of love cards came up. The first one for you is, you can't make this up, back to what you love. Reevaluate your desires. Look at, again, another pathway. We are going down some pathways. So maybe there's some things in your childhood, in your younger years that you really loved, that made you have fun, that made your heart ignite, that lit that fire inside your belly, that your intuition said, follow this. And then you steered away from it a little bit. You went in another direction. You didn't follow that because you felt called to do what you thought you should do. Even if you're younger, just pay attention to this. Pay attention to this. What is it you love? Reevaluate your desires. Absolutely important right now. And then have faith that these dreams and these visions can carry you where they want you to go, where you're being called to go. Trust your intuition. Trust that the situation will unfold the way you need it to unfold, because you have put closure in. You've decided to follow your heart. You're putting action to this, and you're letting the world open up now in this season. This is Virgo. Let's look at all aspects of ourselves. Let's also let ourselves be all aspects. Maybe there's a side of you that really wants to delve into this, and a side of you that's really juicy with moving forward in this. You can do that. You can have more than one, but you have to close some doors. You have to have faith, and you need to re-examine what it is you love, okay? You know what I'm going to say. There's nothing you have to do or be or accomplish in order to be worthy of the blessings in your life, except exist. And you did that. Good job. You are magnificent. You are magnificent. You are magnificent. Breathe that in. Breathe that in. And you've got this.